Steffi Graf, the legendary German tennis player, has a unique record. No one in the sport has been able to replicate it. In 1988, she achieved something that no male or female tennis player has ever done before or since. What was this incredible feat? Graf won all 4 Grand Slam titles and an Olympic gold medal in a single year. This feat, now called the Golden Slam, is remarkable. How did she achieve such dominance in one of the most competitive sports in the world? Let's explore the secrets of Steffi Graf's amazing career and success. Stefanie Maria Graf was born on June 14, 1969, in Mannheim, West Germany. From the very beginning, tennis was in her blood. Her father, Peter Graf, was a former car and insurance salesman who had a passion for the sport. He saw his daughter's potential early, so he began coaching her at age 3. Unlike many parents who push their kids into activities, Peter was focused on tennis. He believed Steffi could be the best at it. Her mother, Heidi Graf, played a crucial role in providing balance and support. Peter was very focused on training and discipline. Heidi wanted a grounded upbringing for Steffi. She protected her from the pressures of early fame. A driven coach and a nurturing mother created the perfect environment. It helped Steffi develop her tennis skills and her mental toughness. That toughness would later define her career. Growing up, Steffi Graf was not your typical child prodigy. She didn't enjoy the spotlight, preferring to let her racket do the talking. Her early life was marked by a quest for perfection. It took hours of daily practice, often at the cost of a normal childhood. But it was her parents' dedication that built her success. So how did this shy, determined girl from Germany go on to become one of the greatest tennis players of all time? The answer lies in her parents. They believed in her. They created a disciplined environment for her. Steffi Graf's education was unconventional. She focused on tennis from a young age. She didn't follow the typical academic path that most children do. Instead, her schooling was largely secondary to her tennis training. Steffi Graf attended a regular school in West Germany for her primary education. But as her tennis career began to take off, her studies became more flexible. She took correspondence courses to fit her grueling training and travel schedule. It let her study while competing in tournaments worldwide. Graf did not attend a traditional high school or university. Her early decision to prioritize tennis over education paid off. She quickly rose to become one of the top players in the world. Her father, Peter Graf, trained her in tennis. It left little time for a normal education, but it led to her historic achievements in the sport. Steffi Graf's early career was nothing short of meteoric. She started playing tennis at 3. Her father, Peter Graf, coached her. He quickly saw her potential. By age 12, Graf was competing in pro tournaments. Her skill and maturity were far beyond her years. In 1982, at just 13 years old, Graf made her debut on the WTA Tour, and it didn't take long for her to make an impact. Although she lost her first match to Tracy Austin, a former world #1, her performance caught the attention of the tennis world. Graf's powerful forehand, footwork, and focus hinted at her greatness. In the early 1980s, Graf improved her game. In 1984, at 15, she broke into the top 20 of the world rankings. That year, she reached the Australian Open semifinals. It signaled her as a serious contender, but it was 1986 that marked a turning point in her career. Graf won her first WTA title in Hilton Head, South Carolina, defeating world #1 Chris Evert in the final. This win showed that Graf was not just a rising star. She was on her way to being one of the world's best players. By the end of 1986, Steffi Graf was ranked #3 in the world, and her ascent to the top was inevitable. Her early career was characterized by an intense focus on improving every aspect of her game. She was known for her rigorous training. She practiced for hours each day. This honed the precision and power that defined her playing style. In 1987, Graf's hard work paid off. She won her first Grand Slam title at the French Open, defeating Martina Navratilova in the final. This win was the first of many. Graf went on to dominate tennis in the late 1980s and 1990s. Steffi Graf's early career laid the groundwork for her legendary status in tennis. With a strong desire to win and a talent for the game, she quickly rose to the top. This set the stage for a career that would rewrite the record books. Steffi Graf became famous in the mid-1980s. In 1987, she won her first Grand Slam title at the French Open. This victory began her dominance in women's tennis. It made her a rising star in the sport. Though she had made waves in tennis since her teens, it was her 1987 performance that catapulted her to fame. In that year, Graf won the French Open. She also reached the finals of Wimbledon and the US Open, finishing the year as the #2 player in the world. Her win over Martina Navratilova in the French Open final was key. It showed that Graf was ready to challenge the best players and take her place among them. In 1988, Graf achieved the Golden Slam. She won all 4 Grand Slam titles and an Olympic gold medal in the same year. Her fame grew as a result. This historic win made her a tennis legend and a global icon. Steffi Graf has had a private life. Her most famous and important relationship is with Andre Agassi, a former American tennis player. The two began dating in 1999 and quickly became one of the most famous couples in the sports world. Before her relationship with Agassi, Steffi Graf was linked to a few other individuals. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, she was rumored to have dated German racing driver Michael Bartels. But Graf has always been private about her life, so details of their relationship were not public. Steffi Graf and Andre Agassi got married on October 22, 2001, in a private ceremony in Las Vegas. The couple has 2 children together, a son named Jaden Gill, born in 2001, and a daughter named Jazz L, born in 2003. They remain happily married and continue to be one of the most admired couples in the world of sports. Steffi Graf has received many awards for her tennis career. They reflect her dominance in the sport and her impact on athletics. Some of the most significant awards and achievements include: Steffi Graf won 22 Grand Slam singles titles. That ranks her 3rd in the Open era for the most titles. 1988 Golden Slam. Graf won all 4 Grand Slam titles and the Olympic gold medal in the same year. This unmatched feat is a record in both men's and women's tennis. 1988 Seoul Olympics. Graf won the gold medal in women's singles tennis, completing her Golden Slam. Steffi Graf holds the record for the most weeks as the world #1 in women's tennis, with a total of 377 weeks, including a record of 186 consecutive weeks. Steffi Graf received the Loris Lifetime Achievement Award. It was for her great contributions to tennis. In 2004, the Hall of Fame inducted Steffi Graf. It recognized her as one of the greatest tennis players ever. Graf was named German Sportswoman of the Year many times. This reflects her status as a national sports icon. In 1988 and 1989, Graf won the BBC Sports Personality of the Year Overseas Award twice. It recognized her global impact on tennis. Olympic Order. In 1999, the IOC awarded Graf its highest honor, the Olympic Order. It recognized her contributions to the Olympic movement and sports. Steffi Graf's career is marked by many accolades. They confirm her legacy as one of the greatest tennis players ever. As of 2024, Steffi Graf's net worth is estimated to be around $145 to $150 million. Her impressive wealth is mostly due to her tennis career. She earned about $21.9 million in prize money. Graf also secured lucrative endorsement deals with major brands such as Adidas, Rexona, and Citibank, among others. Since retiring from tennis in 1999, her investments and endorsements have kept her rich. Steffi Graf and her husband, Andre Agassi, own a stunning 9,000 square foot mansion in Summerlin, Las Vegas. It's an upscale community. This luxurious home has a private tennis court, a pool, and a spacious backyard. It's the perfect retreat for tennis legends and their families. They also own several other properties in the Las Vegas area. This includes a 4,600 square foot home they listed for $2.4 million. This house, in the exclusive Spanish Hills Estates, has a private tennis court where Agassi used to train. Steffi Graf and her husband, Andre Agassi, love luxury and performance cars. Her entire car collection isn't widely publicized, but it is known that she owns several high-end vehicles. One of the notable cars in their collection is a Porsche 911. This iconic sports car is renowned for its performance, design, and engineering. It's a perfect match for a tennis legend like Graf. They have been seen with other luxury cars. It shows their love for quality and style. Steffi Graf's legacy in tennis is legendary. She won a record-breaking Grand Slam and a historic Golden Slam. Beyond the trophies and titles, Graf's journey shows a quest for excellence. It is a tale of dedication and resilience. Her achievements are incredible. They remind us that true greatness is not about winning. It's about inspiring others to reach for their dreams. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more inspiring stories.